Act 8. Breaking the silence in search of Louisa, the simple truth. The stage remained softly lit. The silhouette of Louisa and Joshua slowly fades into a warm golden dawn. The music becomes reverent and almost prayerful. The narrator quietly slips forward one final time. When I shared Louisa's story, someone asked me what happened to her. Not where she lived, not whom she married, not when she died, but what happened to her? What gave Louisa the strength to carry on? What was the source of Louisa's enduring resiliency? What happened between Louisa and her Savior? That sacred story belongs only to him and to her. Years ago, during one of the darkest seasons of my own life, I knelt in prayer. My first marriage had become a place of fear, heartache, and captivity, and with all the faith I could gather, I poured out my soul to the Lord. In that quiet, holy moment, he let me know that he was releasing me not only from my circumstances, but from fear itself. And out of that experience, this song was born. One night, in the middle of the night, I was directed to listen to that song again for the first time in nearly 2 decades. As I listened to it again after completing Louisa's story, I was overcome with a quiet realization. Perhaps the greatest gift this journey has given me is not that I know every answer. It is that I have come to know the Savior more deeply than before. And as I listened, I felt that I had come to understand Louisa's losses. But in that understanding, I had also come to understand her courage, her quiet faith. I found myself returning again and again to Jesus Christ, to the realization that he understands every grief. He understands betrayal. He understands loneliness. He understands injustice. He knows the questions and all the answers, not because he imagined them, but because he willingly descended below them all. There is not a single tear Louisa ever shed that escaped his divine notice. I know there is not a lonely night that she spent that he does not comprehend. There is not a single burden that she bore that he has not already carried. The scriptures teach us that he suffered all things so that he might know how to succor his people according to each one of our infirmities. What a breathtaking promise. As I have been searching for Louisa, I have realized something beautiful. I never was Louisa's judge. I simply wanted to become her friend. And perhaps that is what Christ invites us all to do. None of us has ever walked another person's road. None of us has ever carried another person's heartaches or burdens. Every life is a sacred story. Every heart bears wounds unseen. Every journey is uniquely its own. Only one has walked beside every soul. Only one knows every hidden sorrow. Only one understands every decision, every disappointment, every fear, every act of courage. That one is Jesus Christ. He alone is the perfect judge, because He alone knows perfectly. And because He knows and sees, His judgment is always wrapped in infinite mercy. Perhaps this is the greatest lesson Louisa has left with me. Not merely to search history, but to see through the eyes of compassion, to love people more deeply, to judge less quickly, to listen more carefully to every word they speak and every word they do not dare share. To remember that every person we meet is carrying a story we may never fully understand. When I first began this journey, I thought I was searching for Louisa. Instead, the Lord has quietly been changing me. He has taught me that history is more than dates, that people's names on a pedigree chart are far more than what they appear. People are more than the hardest chapters of their lives, and their compassion grows when we are willing to listen in the silence. Christ's love reaches farther than I have ever imagined. And as I have come to know Him more fully, I found something else has changed. I found myself loving more deeply than before. I believe that is what carried Louisa through her challenges, through her unspoken testimony of the Savior, Jesus Christ. And so this is my prayer for all of us, that we leave here remembering not only Louisa's story, but every quiet soul whose story has never been fully told. May we listen more carefully, judge more gently, forgive more freely, carry more mercy in our hearts, love more completely, because there is truly only one who has ever felt everything we have ever felt, and infinitely more than any mortal on earth could ever understand our hearts. He does, and because of Him, our hearts can love more deeply than before. When I thought that I had finished this short synopsis of some very important events in Louisa's life, I felt my heart breathing a sigh of completion, thinking to myself, oh, my work is done here. It was then as though Louisa whispered to me, oh, no, it's not. You need to tell your own story, because if you don't, someone else will tell it wrong. I hope this short event will inspire you to keep a journal, to write down your thoughts and your feelings, as well as the dates of the events that have been important in your life. I dedicate this final song to my Savior and to Louisa's Savior, who remembers every forgotten soul, heals every broken heart, and lovingly invites us all to come home and to be embraced by Him in the arms of His love.
How could He know the pain I had been feeling? How could it show the pain I kept concealing? I laughed, I smiled. He saw a child in tears. How could He understand? Had He once felt my fears? I never knew how deep never seen before. He seemed to see the hidden depths in me. He knew my need. The truth could set me free. My sad heart leapt, kept silent all these years. I must have wept more than my share of tears. I never knew how deep his pain must be, deeper than my own, to need the answer he had found before. So I could understand there is a man who's felt what I have felt and more. A simple truth I'd never felt before. He let me see his heart, once bruised and broken. Love turned the key, my prison door stood open. This man had cried more than his share of tears, pierced inside to silence all my fears. Somehow I felt I knew his love more deeply than before. His broken heart